Hey Adam, I just caught your video submission on the Snare interest page where you posted a really good video of Yeet, R&R, and a book report grid. So I'm going to give you some comments that are going to touch on everything in general so I don't get too wordy or make this video entirely too long. And I figured that giving you a video response would be a little bit more dope than giving you something typed out. So before I even get into the exercises, I want you to experiment with one thing with the left-hand grip point. Right now, your left-hand grip point is connected between these two knuckles, so like this knuckle and this knuckle. Right now, your thumb is connected between those two knuckles, and I want you to try to experiment a little bit with getting this grip point to move up toward the fingernail to this knuckle right here. It's going to give you a little bit more leverage over the stick, and it's going to allow you to have a little bit more control to facilitate a strong sense of rebound so that you get a really bold sound, but also you're a little bit more in control over everything that you're trying to play. Okay, getting into Yeet, it appears that you're playing it to be correct versus playing it correctly. And here's what I mean by that. Just even within the first patterns, everything that you play is kind of like in this little range of motion here. As if you're trying really hard to work towards being super correct in relation to dynamics and rhythms, as opposed to getting the true essence of the exercises, which you'll notice that when those infinity dudes play Yeet, those inner beats have a little bit more room to them. They're breathing a little bit more down here. Inner beats aren't coming up to 6 or mezzo piano or anything like that. However, there is a lot more finger and wrist incorporated into the motion because that's what we use to facilitate really strong and controlled double strokes. So therefore, there's a little bit more room down there for those inner beats, plus that allows the stick to maintain its constant motion. So just incorporating a little bit more sound production in the low end and not being afraid to get a little bit more out of what you're doing down there, I think it's going to capture more of the essence of the exercise and appear as if you're a lot more confident with what it is that you're being asked to play. And a lot of that has to do with just not backing off on velocity. Like even the R&R stuff, if I had to incorporate one large comment under everything that you played, it's to increase more velocity when you have opportunities to do so. And it appears that way, especially with the triple beat variation. I think your version of triple beat is more in this region, which is fine from a technical standpoint, but in order to get a full range of motion, a full range of stretch this way, I'm really thinking about the back of the stick moving with my index fingers this way, and my thumbs in both directions are really, really active and leading the motion up and off the head with a strong sense of velocity to start each of those groupings. And that also holds itself true when you go back and watch your video and you watch yourself play this version here. I think your version sat more in like this region, which again, textbook correct, not the essence of the exercise. So not being afraid to get the heck after with rebound and velocity to start. You'll notice that at first it's going to feel uncomfortable, but then after a while, you're going to get used to that range of motion, and you're going to get used to facilitating that much control and velocity at the same time. So it may feel like you're driving a sports car for the first time and everything's a little bit sensitive, and therefore everything might kind of fall out of control. But you'll notice that your sound production is going to increase immensely, and therefore you're going to come across as more confident when you drum because there's a lot more resonance within the stick that you're holding. Your drum is resonating a lot more, and overall, your sense of sound production is greatly increased. And that's what ultimately we're all looking for when we're evaluating top snare drummers, top marching percussionists in general. Hope those are helpful comments for you. If you need anything in terms of clarification, resources, another response video, any questions at all in general, just holler. And yeah, bro, I'll talk to you soon.